and in typical professional Cornville fashion, I thought I had set the stream for another half an hour later. So I was just casually getting everything ready, thinking I've got heaps of time. That's awesome. And then yeah, realised I didn't. So I do apologise for that. Usually I do stream a little bit later, and I thought I'm just going to go a bit earlier because this is a bit of a longer amount of call I've got left here. And this is what I get for trying to be proactive and change things. So I do appreciate you all waiting. You were all very lovely to do that. I would probably would have been just like, fuck this guy, and to be out. So thank you for that. So let's get right into it. G'day, hey boo. Winnie's boyfriend slash husband, Mandy S. Shoo Shuey, Evil Little McNuggets. Juju Bees. Cindy 32. X Derek. Derek X Derek. Jeff W. Joe Talks a Lot. The Ghost of Tony Farmer. Hello, mate. Cyber Squeak. Well, I would have had to be paying attention to be cheating on us, Cyber Squeak. Vast Ravioli. Oh my god. Vast Ravioli. G'day. Hardcore Poetry. Niji255. Who else we got? G'day, Dr. Cassandra Elizabeth Vaughn. How are you, mate? Alison K. Yeah, well, maybe because you showed up did jinx the stream, so maybe it isn't my fault after all. I'm always happy to pass blame when I can. So Cindy, I had you on the verge, but you're still here, so I must have pulled it back, which is good. G'day, Matt Ryan. G'day, Kingpin, VA Hoss. Trying to climb a ladder I didn't earn. That's always my mistake. Bella the Solid Rick, I think I said hello. If not, hello again. Lethal Brownie, G'day, C. Morgul, Honest, Becca, Pee-wee the Great, Moton G, and Good and You, Ragefield Virgin, Spencer Silvera, Lorne's Burn Phone. We've got NC Metal Fan, Cool Whip Cat, VJ. Is it Arizpay? And while VJ's there, a thank you to you, sir, for pointing out that I actually was wrong. So I was under the impression, well, at least I said yesterday that Tiffany as Debbie didn't have any calls with Lorne past his second arrest, but as VJ pointed out, that's not true. She did actually talk to him at least once before, and I did know that, but my stupid little lizard brain forgot about that. So I thank you for correcting me on that one. Cat G, g'day Cat G. Dat damn doctor, Dan, he's our man. Sprinkle Cake, g'day Sprinkle Cake. Mootang, Omega Hiva. Richard Johnson, 44 wet water. Asbury Brad, ADD, Kevin Murphy. High Stakes Games, g'day to all of you. Rachel D. And Passed Out Roy in the van. You always seem to be at the end of my little spiel there, so hello to you again. And as always, sorry if I missed anyone, but YouTube does get a bit all jumpy, and I am a bit flustered from my late start here, so shout out to me if you want to shout out. Now, for our palette cleanser today, which I'm sure we are going to need as this goes along, I don't know if anyone's heard of them before, probably has. I mean, he's got like 5 million subscribers, but Aussie Man Reviews. I'm going to start playing some little Aussie Man Reviews because I think he's hilarious. And I want to keep the palette cleansers to Australian content as much as possible, so that's what we're going to have for a palette cleanser whenever we feel like we need it. And g'day, yeah, well, and Amy A. Ramirez, great to see you both. So, why don't we crack into this, and why don't I get my shit together and put my stuff right? There we go, look at that. So there's Lorne again. So you're telling me there's a chance. G'day, Gary Ito. Yeah, mate. I've still got Democracy Manifest queued up, but I'm just giving him a little bit of a rest. I don't want to overdo it with that. And g'day, Croteen. You didn't actually miss much because I started late. So that's all we're going to do. So a little bit of recap of where we got up to. So this is obviously the call where Lorne is talking to Debbie, saying that he deserves a chance. And despite the fact that they're not together and all this kind of shit. But where we got up to, well, really it was just kind of meandering bullshit. So I'll go back about 2 minutes, but yeah, let's crack into it. And Winnie's boyfriend/husband, mate, if you don't want to watch boring Australian content, you don't have to be here. Where is that call? Here you are. Go fuck your fucking cocksuckers. And g'day, Winnie's stapler.
Feeling better?
Have the phone anymore.
Alright, so let's
but you
go
still would've.
back a minute or two.
That had Winnie's phone when she invited you to go swimming.
Oh.
So here we are. We're talking about there was some, girl that apparently had like gungy eyes or some shit like that, and Lorne's giving Debbie a lecture on, judging people for their looks. So let's listen to the moral police here.
Oh yeah, Linda. That was different.
Why was that different?
Because
Why was that different?
she has meowy eyes, and there was some stuff coming out of it. It's like
Yeah, I understand that it was gross.
it was like yellow matter custard dripping out of a dead dog's eye.
I understand that it was gross. And I was on the
Yeah,
phone
it
with
was
her when
gross.
you came up. I was on the phone with her when you came up because she was all excited about you coming over. And she didn't even realize the stuff was coming out of her eyes.
I'm sure she does.
I think that was the last time I talked to her because that was when you and I first started out.
Anyway.
It upset me a little bit because of what she said that she was going through with her roommates, that her roommates were picking on her.
Well, why did you stop talking to her if you felt so bad for her?
G'day, Pam Simpson.
She didn't have the phone anymore.
Oh, but you still would have?
I still would have talked to her, but then she also started coming on too, and I was like, no.
Oh yeah, you like it though. You may pretend like you don't at the very beginning, but then you give in, just like with Rhoda.
No, I didn't. No, we're going to give in. That's the reason I stopped talking to her.
I wasn't going to.
What is your hang up with wasn't and weren't?
Because you don't use them properly.
So what?
So what? You sound like a fucking moron.
True.
Maybe I like using them like that. It might not be the correct way to say it, but who in the fucking United States actually does say anything correctly? Nobody.
I have never heard anyone say weren't in the wrong way like you do.
Well, that's the only thing I say in the wrong way.
Really?
What else do I say in the wrong way?
There's a ton of stuff. I can start making a list. But you don't want to be friends with me, so I'm sure that this is the last conversation we'll ever have.
Well, you don't want to give me a chance. You just want to
I don't want to date you.
Yeah, if you wanted to before, but now you don't. You just want to give other guy a chance.
Well, every other guy knows how to say weren't and wasn't properly. So.
Well, every other guy likes cock and pussy too.
They do?
What?
Yeah, like your date last night.
You seem to be talking about yourself.
No, I wasn't your date last night.
In Lorne's head, every other guy is a sex offender that just hasn't been caught yet and isn't on the registry. Every other guy is gay. Every other, he can't just accept that he is a piece of shit. And I just don't understand this obsession he keeps going on about homosexuals. What business is it to you, Lorne? What? I don't. I really try to understand him, but I'm just not good enough.
No, but you were talking about
just the one that you were supposed to be spending time with.
And g'day, Mr. Peanuts.
A couple of nights.
Yeah. Oh my God, were you talking about yourself?
I'm not into cock.
Yeah.
Sorry to disappoint you.
No, you are though. You must be.
Sorry to disappoint you on that.
You're obsessed with it.
No.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit.
A lot of it.
No. That's not the correct way to say that.
What?
A lot of it. There's no such thing as a lot of it. It's not the correct way to say that.
Oh, okay. But I was saying that as being sarcastic. You say weren't and wasn't in the wrong way because you don't know how to say it in the right way.
Well, maybe I just don't put much thought into it just because I know what I'm saying.
Well, no, you don't know what you're saying. That's the point.
Well, I weren't concentrating on it.
I weren't concentrating on it. Exactly.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't concentrating on it. I'm supposed to say it backwards.
G'day, Chris Nesbitt.
I don't want to disappoint you on that.
Anyway, can we be friends?
You gonna give me a chance?
At what? Being your friend? Of course.
A chance at us actually dating at some point.
No, I can't say that now.
I can't say that we're gonna be friends either.
Okay. That's really too bad. Because that's what we could be right now. And you don't want to do that.
We could date sometime too, and you don't want to give that chance.
No, because I don't know you in that way.
Well, you're getting to know me in that way. You're getting to know me, but you're telling me out straight that you don't want to date me ever.
I'm telling you out straight that I don't want to date you.
Tell you what, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, we might get chopped up a bit because I'm next to a river.
Okay. I hope you don't
Might
fall
even be
in.
one point where, no.
Oh, you
Might
heard
be
that.
one point about, yeah, I heard that. You hope I don't fall in.
What? Why is the phone going to get chopped up a bit because he's next to a river? Like, does he think that... What?
Right.
It tells me you must care about me because you don't want to see me die.
I must.
So there's a start.
I always said that I cared about you as a person, Lorne. Like,
I know. You don't care anything about me as a date.
no, because we're not dating. I'm going to start taking a tally of how many times I have to say, no, we're not dating. And read off the number.
I've got to understand this.
Okay.
How is it that you was ever going to marry Gigi, but you don't want to give me a chance to date?
I had a relationship with Gigi. I don't have one with you. I want to be friends with you.
You keep pointing that out.
Right. And you keep pointing out that, well, you won't give me a chance, and you did before. All kinds of stuff.
I know, because it's upsetting to me. Because
well, don't let it be upsetting to you.
I really have feelings for you. And I've never believed in somebody like I believe in you.
What does that
and
mean,
really
believe in?
It means I really believe in you as a person, that you don't play with people.
I'm not.
And that's why I'm so pissed off.
Okay, then be pissed off. That's fine. But you have to understand that the direction that you're coming from is all based on this emotion that you're having. It's not based on anything that I've done. You're just mad.
Yeah, I'm mad because of what you've done.
Tell you the truth? You just said that you believed in me, and that meant that I'm honest. But yet, that's not what you want.
Tell me the truth, but then you turn around and you deny things. And it's like, why the fuck would you deny it?
No, I'm telling you the way that things were. I'm actually being honest. You don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear that there's never going to be a chance for us to see what's actually there.
Well, I don't want you to hold on to this idea and make it your truth because it hasn't happened.
No, it hasn't. You know, I want to know that there is a chance that it will happen. I don't know that.
I don't know that.
That's what I wanted you to hear you say.
Okay, but you're acting I'm supposed to act.
But I didn't want you to come out and say. I didn't want you to come out and say that there's no chance.
Lorne, have you ever seen Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Do you remember at one point Lloyd is talking to
I know. So you think there's a chance?
Right. That's exactly who you are. You are that guy.
No, I am not that guy.
Yes.
This guy actually gives a fuck about you.
Well, I think
this guy has every reason to give a fuck about you. This guy has every reason to give a fuck about you. It's not your looks that he gives a fuck about. He's not basing anything that he gives a fuck about you.
Because you don't know what she looks like.
On your looks. And
g'day to Cornville Councillor, Oreo Pudding, and also Donde Lita, and Dragon Words. G'day everyone.
Well, who said that anyone was?
So you seem to be big on that. I think that everybody is going to judge somebody off their looks. I weren't raised that way. I give a fuck about the person.
And g'day, Carlito.
Right.
They can be the best looking fucking person in the world, but if they're a shitty person on the inside, who the fuck wants to be with them?
Right.
I never knew exactly what you look. All I was doing was going by what Emma and Dan told me, and Winnie told me, and you told me.
And with Lorne, you get the double up. You get the ugly looking guy on the outside and the fucking horrid guy on the inside. Beautiful. And g'day KY and also to Cornville Councillor and Camp Voter.
Right.
And Scorchy.
Emma and Winnie told me that Winnie looked like fucking Casey Morrow. She don't look like Casey Morrow. Where the fuck did they ever get that?
I have no idea.
So why should I believe you look like fucking Malibu Barbie?
I don't care.
I never went off your looks.
Right, because you don't know what I look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than the picture that your brother had on there.
G'day, I drive truck for coal, for cod and chat chabate Billy.
Right.
So yeah, if that's really you on there, then yeah, I do know what you look like now.
Okay.
It still fucking throws me for a loop why you wouldn't want to send me a picture if I already know what you look like.
Because you go crazy over things. Look at
I
what
don't go
happened.
crazy over things.
Are you kidding? This whole conversation has been crazy. The million times that you've hung up on me this whole time has been crazy. And I don't want you jerking.
Date me. You can't date anyone else but me. Fuck you. I don't go crazy. What are you talking about?
Off to it. That would be disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
And g'day, Mr. McAdee.
You give me a fucking break.
You
I
probably
don't use
jizzed all
pictures
over the
when I
postcard,
jerk off
didn't you?
anyway. I don't use what?
You probably jizzed
What'd you
all
just
over the
say?
postcard that I sent you.
Oh my god, are you serious?
It's stuck to
You
your
probably are
nightstand.
serious. I don't know why I'm asking that. You probably are serious.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, jeez. I have never jerked off to a picture in a magazine or anything else. I have a very good imagination.
Right.
Yeah, so we all know what you would be imagining.
Right. So you remember the picture in your brain, and then that's
picture
what
of what?
you do. Of whatever.
Oh, of the one. No, I create my own image in my fucking brain. And why do I need to tell you that? What do you do?
It's none of your business.
Tell
That's
us-
disgusting.
No. I'm telling you my business. You tell me your business.
No.
I'll show you mine, you show me yours.
Why? Scared?
Yeah, I'm scared.
Yeah. Because you don't want to be honest with me on that one. Because you obviously didn't hear anything that I just asked you.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so why are you so private with me when I'm so open with you?
Because you take things to the next level. I'm pretty open with my friends to a certain degree. I'm also very, very private.
But also, that's someone's choice. Like, just because you're more than happy to, put all of your dirty laundry on the internet, to send people pictures of your fucking asshole, that's your choice. Just because you do it doesn't mean the person you're doing that to needs to reciprocate. Like, this is really, really basic stuff. G'day, Shins.
That's the way that I've always been. You, Winnie, fucking Emma, if she's monitoring my Facebook, tells you everything. Anyway, you guys talk about me all the time.
I don't tell them to tell me.
And then you take that as your truth and you throw it in my face and I get a stupid text message and I just have to say, okay, here we go. Lorne's acting like a child again. Countdown to when he apologizes and tells me that I'm so special.
Well,
So awesome. And g'day, Melvin Amos and Duplicarius and Jeff Horbachuk.
Yeah, I know I am. I know.
You haven't ran away when I've had some of my problems. You actually stuck around and helped me, and that was...
Right. And so
that's
I've been
really
trying to
special
help
taste.
you as a friend, which is exactly what a friend would do. But you can't do that. And that's the reason why I don't tell you a bunch of shit. Because if I do, it's somehow going to get thrown into my face and used against me and all of that. I'm not interested. It's really disappointing that we have to have these conversations as often as we do. Telling someone that you're not interested in dating them, you want to be their friend, you want to speak to them, you want to help them through whatever it is that they need to go through, because right now it's a lot of stuff. And I think I can help you do that, but you don't let me, because right above that is you wanting to have a romantic relationship, and it's just not there.
It never should have been like it was.
Okay, whatever that is, whatever you have in your head, it's not like how it was. We're going to draw the line in the sand again, which is what I thought we did, and we're going to forget it. And we're going to move on.
We're not going to forget it.
Why? So you can torture yourself?
Why?
So we can continue to have the same conversation that is so fucking boring. I mean, if anyone else had to listen to this, they would just be rolling their eyes. That's how pathetic it is.
Because before you was in the hospital, I loved it.
Okay,
when you was in the hospital, I loved it. Because it was like I was actually getting to see you that I didn't see before then when I was with Winnie and you were in California. Instead, when you were in California, it seemed like you were trying to purposely act like a bitch to me. And I was like, what the fuck? I don't even know her. She's acting like a complete bitch to me. Then,
look at the relationship you and Winnie had. If you guys actually were together in the same room, domestic violence all day.
No, because I don't hit women.
It doesn't mean that you're just going to...
Well, you don't have women to hit. You know, you don't have someone there that you can physically hit. But there is no way, like, I can confidently say you would absolutely hit a woman if she was there. Because there is no way you can have that much rage like you do on the phone, throw shit, punch shit and all that, and expect anyone to believe that you wouldn't do that to a person if they were there.
Punch someone. That's not necessarily just domestic violence. It could be that you're not allowing her to leave. You lock the door and block her way. Could be you're
G'day, Lorne Legweek.
holding on to her so she can't move. There's a ton of stuff that goes along with domestic violence.
Yeah.
Any kind of way of intimidation, scaring her, screaming at the top of your lungs when you're fucking wasted.
If I stood in front of the door and blocked her way out, I'd be afraid of her going out and doing something fucked up, getting hurt or hurting someone else.
When I've heard you guys on the phone and you're screaming, and I've heard you screaming at your brother, throwing shit around, hitting him.
He hit me too. He was actually the one who started the fucking thing.
It doesn't matter.
And I know he's laughing here and hitting my brother and all that. But the point is, Lorne's got no self-control, especially when his emotions are heightened. Be that horniness or be that, rage. He has no self-control. It's why he molests kids. It's why he does all this. So him trying to make us believe that if, his woman or his female, however the fuck he puts it, was doing something he didn't like, that he could somehow restrain himself because she's a woman. Bull fucking shit. You can't control yourself.
Right, exactly. So you're going to justify it all day long. Exactly.
But that doesn't mean that you call the cops on us. That's brotherly love. We've done that all our life.
Oh, yeah, totally. And that's what you would say with Winnie. Oh, no, I love her. We scrap like that all the time.
Well, when he was doing drugs, she had me stressed right out.
The point is, Lorne, you guys had a horrible...
my bad, Ellison. He's basically a monk. But this is the thing. Like, he goes on about this, but it's just not the case. Like, it would be a nightmare if he was physically with someone.
It was extremely abusive and unproductive.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And Shins, that's actually I was kind of had a point in my head and I couldn't quite, but that's exactly right. As Shin says, he just admitted he could justify falsely imprisoning someone if he felt he had good reason. So he words on the lines of, I would stop them leaving the house if they were going to hurt themselves or someone else. But Lorne's reasons, that would extend to anything. If she was like, fuck you, I'm leaving. Oh, well, that's not good for her because Lorne believes that a woman being with him is good for them. So he would justify it however he likes. And And everything is also, he's got the other classic abuser mentality of, the look what you made me do type stuff. Like, everything is someone else's fault. The fact that he tried to molest a child and got caught up in this thing, that was their fault because he only had an OUI. Everything is someone else's fault. So it'd be 100%, physical abuse, verbal abuse, financial abuse, all that kind of stuff onto his partner. And then the next day it'd be like, well, it's, this is what you make me do, honey. It's because I love you so much, honey. Like, you can see it already.
Okay, so as her sister, I'm going to stand in the way of that. I'm going to tell you what the problem is. And if you're the problem, I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to tell you to go fuck off. I'm going to tell you that you need to work on yourself and you need to allow Winnie to get better. But you didn't want to do that. I love her.
So instead, you took and pretended like you liked me to get me away from Winnie.
That wasn't the point. No. It was just flirting. Where are you?
And g'day, upgrade.
You now?
I just pulled in my house. I got these 2x6s that I
Stole.
got down in the hall in the car. So, but the point. Oh shit. The point was that there was more than flirting in my head and with what you were doing. If you knew what you were doing, then you wouldn't have done the stuff that you did.
That was Rhoda Lorne.
In your head, you thought that it was more than flirting, and it wasn't.
And you keep telling yourself that, but no, I don't.
I'm telling you that.
You can tell me that all you want. Doesn't mean I'm gonna believe it.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna believe it because of the way you were.
I'm telling you the way that it was.
And so, even if she was, doing all this flirting that he claims, he's basically saying right here, you can't change your mind. You've done that once. Like, he would 100% be the kind of person that if he ever hooked up with someone and they originally gave consent and then, took back that consent, that he would continue on because you said you got me this way. You said it. I fucking hate it. Like, honestly. We're going to need a palate cleanser really soon, to be honest, because I am already fucked off. And g'day, Lorne to be wild, and Ramona's diaper. Hello to you both.
Hi, babies. Hi, babies. What's up, honey?
Fucking biscuit talk.
Oh, my goodness, this is a big yawn. Who wants a biscuit? Little girl, you want a biscuit? There you go, big handsome doofy baby. And go silly pretty little girl. There, rubber belly. There you go.
Alright guys, it's palate cleanser time. Fuck you, Lorne. So we're going to listen to his review on speedboats.
It's time for some recreational boating. Everyone's been itching to get out of the house. Davo's keen to try out the new GoPro. He's like, say good day to the camera, ladies. Got 128 gig in there. The cheeky wanker sprung it on them. Now he yells, Tim, let's go. Yeah, this way, says Timbo, looking hesitant. Belinda's facial expression says, I wonder if this dickhead has ever driven a boat. Tim ignores her negative energy and fiddles with his knobs. He accidentally turns on the radio. Davo continues working on trying to nail a threesome. Yeah, no. Belinda and Teresa in the bikinis pretend to listen to him. We also have Clint in the red hat, Deborah next to him, and Rusty at the back putting beer on ice. Davo could go bum to bum with Belinda as he passes to check his camera, but he goes cock to bum, doesn't he? Of course he does. Classic Davo. Oh, a rainbow. Yay. Davo seizes the moment to look at Teresa's titties. And we're off. There's a bit of awkward hand touching. Davo missed it in real time, but he'll be happy discovering it on camera later. Everyone looks relaxed. It's good to get out of the house. The smell of the sea, sipping on a cool mid-strength beer, the wind blowing in your face. Quite a lot of wind. Clint takes his hat off. Rusty is like, bugger this. Sorry, Teresa. I want to borrow Davo's glasses. Weird, they're next to your vagina. Damn it, Rusty, thinks Davo. That wind is really, really picking up. There's mild concern creeping across Teresa's face. She is questioning the boating credentials of Timbo. She is. Let's not lie. He's hitting every single bump. Even Timbo himself is looking concerned at Timbo. He's projecting lots of why isn't the boat slowing down vibes. Rusty is fighting for a hand grip. He broke Belinda's nail. I'm not even stereotyping. That is a broken nail reaction, and it hurts. Davo's getting off on it. Teresa wants to see it. Belinda yells, "You're not my real mum! Back off!" Crikey Moses. Meanwhile, the boat is getting exponentially faster. No one looks relaxed. They came out for a peaceful cruise on the lake, and it's turned into the Willy Wonka chocolate river ride, minus the chicken decapitation. Clinto and Davo are sitting down, perhaps about to have a spew, maybe spewing already. Someone's gonna spew. Oh, Clinto gives a thumbs up back there. Belinda's in a lot of pain and wants to go home, I reckon. Rusty looks underconfident for the first time. Tim shows no emotion as he loses more and more control. We are hurling through the air sideways into destination fucked. Everyone is down. Repeat, every wanker down. Tim especially down. And then they all end up pressed together like a soggy quattro formaggi jaffle. Fuck me. Ouch. They're pretty much on a 90-degree angle there. Freeze frame on Davo. He's the only one that looks like he's still having a great time. This is an incredible near miss for Tim. He missed that handrail by mere millimeters. Anyway, everyone's accounted for, I think. Rusty isn't moving, but he'll be okay. I hope this hasn't ruined recreational boating day, says Timbo. It has. Absolutely it has, replies everyone. Yeah, the GoPro is the only one that's uninjured.
Oh, wow. I love that shit. Cool. So it sounds like that was a bit loud to start off with, so I whacked it down. I hope that is better. Alright, let's crack on, eh? Let's crack on with this motherfucker. But I've got more of those to come if we need more.
She does it all the time. I go in and give her a biscuit when I get home. And then instead of taking the biscuit, she won't take the biscuit until I rub her belly. It's funny, it's cute.
And g'day, good and you lifestyle guru.
Sorry, I think my dogs are cute.
Yeah, that's something to apologize for.
Exactly.
Instead of apologizing for being a fucking asshole, apologize for thinking that your dogs are cute. That makes a lot of sense.
And g'day, schmuckamuck. And no, I haven't seen that one, Omega Heber, but that sounds good.
Well, you think I'm so bad to my dogs? I'm not supposed to think my dogs are cute.
Did you take Sadie to the vet to have her nails clipped?
I did.
When was that?
That was, I don't know, it's been 3 or 4 months now.
I'll be back in 5, guys, but I'll leave the video going.
No, you were supposed to take her more recently than that.
Yeah, well, I haven't gotten around to doing it more recently right now.
Her nails are very long, Lorne. I saw them in that picture when you drew the hearts for Casey. Remember that?
Yeah, I think I took her after that. And you said something then. I think because I had Roy take her. Oh, Roy and Mom.
All right. I certainly hope so, because she can't have nails like that. That's going to hurt her feet.
I know, I got to get one of them things for dogs that I can do it myself.
Nope.
Well, they've got one out now that's supposed to be gentle on the dogs.
You're not doing it to your dogs yourself.
Why?
You don't know how. You don't know how you're going to end up hurting her.
No, because I know you don't cut down to the roots.
Take her, but you're not going to be able to see them exactly. So you
That's
need
why
to take them to a groomer. It's not that expensive.
There's a new machine that they have out that takes it down just so far, so you don't get to the roots.
No, I really think that you need to take her and have it done.
No, I'd like to do it. I'd rather not do it myself.
Right. Don't do it yourself. Don't spend money on some stupid machine that you think is going to work. Do you think she's going to let you take her foot and put it into a machine? Something that's going to grind her nails?
Yeah, probably not.
Right.
They make it look good on the commercial.
Of course they do. She needs to have her nails clipped more regularly than that, especially with how long they are.
You're so pretty.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow. Are you saying, oh, Jesus? I just told her she's so pretty.
I'm trying to change the subject.
No, I went in there to her.
I mean, I've seen your feet. I don't take care of those things. Those things are disgusting.
To say what?
God.
My feet are looking better than what they were.
I wouldn't eat
Taking a bit,
peach
but
cobbler off of those things. Holy shit.
I wouldn't want anybody. Wouldn't want anybody to. Why would? How would anybody want to?
Really disgusting.
What? Why are you saying that something about me is disgusting?
Are we friends now?
I don't know. Are you actually gonna think about giving it a chance down the road?
No.
Why? Because you want to be stubborn?
No, because I'm telling you I don't want to. I don't want you to just be friends because you think that something is going to happen down the road.
No, because I would actually like to be friends.
Good. I do too.
But I want you to keep your mind open.
Jesus came down and blessed our friendship.
I want you to keep your mind open. I don't want you closing me out to dating. That'd be a dumb thing to do because I think we could have something really good.
Okay, well, I don't know that, so I'm just going to be your friend, and I'm not going to think about the future. And I think that would be a good idea for you, too.
Why have you been so persistent tonight on wanting to be my friend?
Because I'm trying to make things clear with you, and I'm trying to see if that's even possible.
Why do you think I'm so stupid?
Well, you've proven that you're stupid.
No.
Yeah, you have. Many times. There's actually documentation of how stupid you are.
Some things I've done have been stupid. Yeah, maybe they have. I'm not the only one in the world that has done stupid things.
No, but again, you're going back to I'm going to talk about other people and see how we're all the same. Because other people have done bad things too. So somehow that takes a little bit off of me.
I don't like being attacked. I've been attacked a lot.
Okay. And I'm not attacking you.
I don't like being attacked all the time.
Yeah. And I'm not attacking you.
So I'm just trying to make you understand why I do that. People like to attack other people, but they don't look in. Well, you said it in a text to me one day.
What?
When fucking Amy said something about you.
Mm-hmm.
We was talking. I told you about what Amy said, and you said, why does everybody talk about me? Why can't they talk about themselves? Well, that's what I said. Now, I wonder how that feels.
Well, that's not the same thing.
I've never been there before.
I'm saying don't talk about me because that's what all of you people do. You just talk about me and what I'm doing.
What do people do with me?
I don't know. What do they do with you?
And it's not just our small group of friends. There's like thousands of people. Upon thousands of people.
Yeah,
that
I know.
Talk about me.
Right.
There's nothing I can do about it.
No, there isn't.
I've learned to deal with it. It fucking pissed me off and bugged the living fuck out of me when it first happened.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, I realized there's nothing I can do about it. They're going to do whatever they want anyway.
Right.
They're going to keep pointing the finger at me, but then they don't turn around and look in the mirror.
There's a little bit of a difference there. I mean, they're pointing at you for something that's pretty fucking serious. And
yeah. And I'm betting probably 50% of them people that are pointing at me have their own skeletons in their own closets.
Everybody has skeletons in their closet. Everybody does.
Yeah. And I'm saying probably of the same thing that they're pointing at me about.
No, why? Why would you assume that? Because you want to think that there's more people like you.
No. Because most people that attack people for a certain thing have done that certain thing themselves. So they attack somebody else that has done it. So it makes them feel better and look better to the public.
Is that a therapy thing to say? Is that what Allie told you?
I've been told that by therapists.
Well, what about Emma? Has she ever told you that?
No, Emma's never told me that.
Okay.
But not every therapist is gonna say that.
Right.
But I've been told that by a couple of therapists.
Yeah, the ones who are trying to make you feel better about yourself and trying to get you to stop crying.
No, okay, now you're trying to say that there's no therapist that is going to say that when you don't know. You can't say things that you don't know.
I'm saying that you are taking something like that and you're trying to make yourself feel better about those who are talking about you.
G'day, Diava Swan, Anne O'Rourke, and Who else just came in there? Witchert and Cookie Whoopie Pie and Tracy Hamill. Great to see you all.
No, because it's already been proven.
Oh, and Lorne's Pizza Bikini.
Where is it
Look at
proven?
the first chat log that we had,
Yeah.
the part one, where that fucking guy turned himself in.
Okay.
He'd been pointing his finger, and he'd
So
been doing
what?
the same fucking thing that he was laughing about from someone else.
Okay. So
Okay,
that's one
so I
person.
know there's
How
more.
does that become 50% of the people?
That's one person that had the balls enough to get out and say that he actually did it.
Honestly, Lorne, I can probably tell you that most of the people who have made comments on your videos, who have called you names, who've regurgitated your chat log back to you, are doing it because they hate you.
And g'day, Josh S, Crago, and Happy Face.
They hate what you did.
I hate what I did.
It's not because, right, but I'm telling you that that's the reason why they do it. They're fascinated about all of the guys that they've seen on the show. And they think, holy shit, these are the types of people that are around me. People that are around my own kids in my own family. You would never know it by looking at them. But here they are walking into the house. And it's crazy. Your chat log, Lorne, we've read it, is crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Right. And it's fucked up. And I get that there was a lot of fucked up stuff, for the perverted reasons, all the gross stuff. But even just the possessiveness, like talking to a 13-year-old about having this fantasy of a life together was fucked up.
Yeah, I know.
Really
That was
weird.
royally fucked up.
Right. There's a lot of people who are going to look at that and they're going to say, wow.
And it was. And I'm glad Tiffany points this out because, I mean, obviously all the sexual stuff and that's abhorrent. Like, that goes without saying. But the damage even if their little relationship never had any sexual element to it, the damage he was doing with how possessive he was, how obsessed he was, and how he was, removing her from any support systems she had at such a young age is absolutely horrifying. Like, he was right in there with, slowly taking less and less time with her friends, to the point where by the end of it, basically, she wasn't allowed to talk to her friends. Like, at one stage in like the last week, she's basically saying, hey, I'm just talking to Jesse, and he was like, firstly he's like, oh, well, I wanted to talk to you, and then when she still wouldn't get off, it was like, get off the phone now, please, and like that was the limits. Whereas if she kept resisting, it would have been far worse. Like, he's just a monster, and the damage he was doing, and if that was a real girl, it would be. I don't even like thinking about it. Catastrophic.
He has a YouTube channel. He has videos. I'm going to go say something to him. People who have had real impact of being a victim or knowing a victim and knowing all of the stuff.
And g'day, Honorary Bogan.
That has happened
and Majestic Felcor.
Those people's lives, because of people like you, they're going to take that anger and they're going to push it toward anyone who's available. And you happen to be available.
Fuck.
And g'day, J-Rel.
Stuff, how that whole thing has grown. I tried getting away from the fucking thing.
Right, but you keep putting yourself out there. And it's concerning that you're so concerned about getting your computer back so that you can go onto social media. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to have...
and g'day, Barelica1, and exactly. That's the line from the chat log. It's like, Precious, tell her you have to go. Like, fuck you, man. Like, fucking hell.
Someone make some kind of a comment to you that is either flirtatious or maybe can seem like they're a nice person, and all of a sudden here comes Lorne, like, this is the one, I'm going to get her to, and you have yourself another catfish.
The big reason why I wanted my computer back was so I can keep an eye on what people are doing.
We'll keep an eye on it, but what are you going to do then?
Well, like selling things in the store with my face on them without my permission.
Okay, so what did the attorney say about that?
And I remember that stream, Shins, and I probably stole a lot of my points from that, to be fair. You guys always make such good points. I do, and you're exactly right. It's probably worse. And g'day, Vexy.
That's something that we can go after, but I have to bring in actual paperwork to them, showing them proof of that, of people doing that.
Right.
So which I don't have a computer, so the only ones that I can rely on are you, Winnie, and Emma. I try to keep my family out of this stuff because I don't want Mom getting stressed out about any of it. So, because she already knows about some of the stuff on there, and I get more concerned about her all the time.
Well, what about your friend that's supposedly helping you? Have them do it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something, but you have to keep it to you and not tell anybody else.
Okay.
Promise me?
Yeah.
Okay. There is no other friend that does it. Roy is the one that goes over that sits at the computer, or Mom, and I tell him where to go.
Oh, okay.
What to put in. There is no friend that does it.
Okay.
I let you guys keep believing that, because that way, well,
Ellison, that's a great show, Bluey. Maybe I am one of those dogs. Who knows?
not necessarily you, but I let.
But
Emma
I'm not.
And Winnie believe that because of the stuff that they pulled on me in the past.
Okay.
So that it gives me that little thing, so that if they tell me something that seems a little off to me, then they'll know that I do have somebody back here that can check on it.
Okay, so what exactly is he doing? I don't really understand what he's looking for. I don't get it.
Who's looking for?
Roy.
Roy's not looking for anything. Roy, I can stand behind the computer and look at it all I want to.
Mm-hmm.
I can't physically be on the computer.
Right.
I can't physically be on the internet.
Okay.
Myself.
Right.
I can't be sitting in jail.
Physically on the internet. And g'day, Cody.
I can't be sitting in front of it.
Yeah.
And operating it. But I can stand behind anybody that's sitting in the chair and operating it.
Okay.
So I tell Roy where to go, or Mom where to go, and so that I can look at what I want to look at.
Okay.
That's where I get my information. I don't do it that often because why do I want to keep bugging them to do that? I mean, you guys pretty much tell me everything I need to know, and I trust you guys. Well, you I trust more than anybody, because you've never been part of what Winnie and Emma did.
So, Law's PO, if you're listening to this, feel free to download as evidence if you like, or sit there and take notes. And Lorne, if you're listening to this, go eat a dick, mate.
Right.
Well, now I've got to trust Winnie and Emma more, and it's just and I don't want to tell Winnie and Emma anything about this.
Okay.
But Emma, I still feel off sometimes about Emma, because it's sometimes she'll say some things that just seem really off.
Okay.
Warms my heart, Shins. The thought that he might hear any of us just speaking about what a piece of shit he is, is the kind of stuff that just makes you feel good.
Doesn't really feel right. So that's why I don't trust Emma all the way when she says some stuff.
Okay.
Does that make more sense to you now?
Yeah, I guess. It's interesting that Roy's looking at it.
Well, Roy's not really looking at it. He's actually on his iPad talking to some girl that, I don't know, that he thinks is real.
Oh, really?
Many girls that he thinks is real.
That must be so crazy.
I mean, really, if I could make Lorne cry and rage even just once, I'd consider my work done.
Crazy to be talking to a girl you think is real.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. And it sucks. And I was trying to get away from that. And there was Winnie posing as Casey. I kept believing that as a possibility, even though some things really seemed off. I was like, well, Emma would tell me the difference. And, not realizing that Emma really knew that it wasn't Casey, even though she said she never really saw what Casey looked like. I knew she did. And there's no way you can mistake. I mean, they don't look anything alike.
Right.
I knew Emma knew that. Okay. And then when Emma went to this concert, they sent me a picture of all of them together. It was supposed to be Winnie when she was posing as Casey, and they photoshopped Casey's face on the. I don't know if they. Emma said they photoshopped Casey's face onto Winnie's body. I don't know if that was true or not, or if it was actually just Casey there. But what they did was Photoshop Emma being in the picture. See what I'm saying?
All right, yeah, I guess. Kind of crazy. That's a wild.
This is the same guy that there was 5 different pictures of Kayla, and he never picked it up. Except to say one of them, there's a gap in your tooth, and then he was basically just told, oh, you think I'm ugly now, and he just overlooked it. So, okay, Lorne, you're very, very good at picking up falseness.
Story.
And g'day, son Jada MB.
Wow, that seems like a wow. Now, what did you know about that before?
I really didn't know anything. I pretty much did my own thing. Even when I was out in California, I was doing the same kind of stuff. I was working. Winnie's running around doing whatever. I mean, I didn't really pay that much attention to the stuff that she would tell me. A lot of the time, she would tell me some crazy shit, and I would just say, okay, cool. Don't shit in the tub. That kind of stuff.
When did you start getting on the computer?
I've always been on the computer. Having internet access and things like that, I mean, it's a huge part of life. When you go to work, a lot of stuff is on the computer, and, managing things at home.
When did you start getting on the computer?
Like shopping or Facebook, whatever. It's all on there.
Okay, but I'm talking about Tiffany and Clubber time. When did you start that?
I don't know. I don't really remember exactly. But Derek's been up to it for... No, I don't.
Derek's been up to it for years.
Yeah, he has.
I remember seeing Derek on it years ago.
Yeah. He's one of those people that is fascinated with the show. Can't fucking believe that there are guys who are so stupid to fall for it and actually show up. So it's one of his hobbies. He makes videos and he talks to other people about it too.
What does that do for him?
I don't know. I guess he gets his jollies.
What did it do for you when you was on it?
Well,
Clobber just loves getting his jollies.
I think it's interesting. I'm not really involved in the internet world, like really deep into social media and going crazy with it. I don't post all the time and stuff. I don't have my own channel, but
well, not anymore.
There's a lot of people that do, and Derek's one of them.
I guess I'm just trying to understand what kind of thrill people get off somebody else's mishaps, misfortunes, and mistakes.
We've talked about it before. I mean, this wasn't a mishap or a misfortune or a mistake. They're looking at something that was really deliberate, that wasn't intended to be found out, and it was found out. And I'm like, busted.
I know. It is.
And g'day, Lorne Strong. And yeah, Dragon Words, is everyone keeping up with what seems to be the latest catfish that a few people have been, like Blue Boy has been releasing some videos about? So it seems like that Lorne is now in a throuple with Jamie, Amy, and Casey. So he's like with Casey again, apparently, in some way. It's like when you think he couldn't get any dumber, he just says, "Hold my beer."
That was a fucked up time in my life. Very fucked up time.
But I mean, it had been going on for a couple of years.
I know. It was a fucked up time in my life. Because before those couple of years, I'd never even thought of doing anything like that.
Well, I mean, that's irrelevant at this point. It really is. I mean, because honestly, before it turned out that, when we would talk about the Kayla situation, it was kind of presented like this was a one-time thing. I was messed up at the time. And then it comes out that there's other stuff with real people that's exactly the same as what we saw with Kayla. And that happened years before. So, there was a huge, huge problem happening. And it's my own personal feeling that it happened more than the couple of people that you talked about.
Listen,
Lorne,
Listen.
stuff was happening.
I
You know that it was.
want you to listen to me.
Okay.
There was no more than what I've told you.
Okay.
There's nothing else I can say to get you to believe that. But I'm telling you all straight, there was no more than what I've told you. So what you know is everything.
Okay.
So I've got to press telling you because it's like the drink.
Alright, so I've just seen a few people say who's Blue Boy. So Blue Boy, that's his channel there. So he is kind of slowly releasing, well not slowly, he's releasing videos, latest videos of Lorne, which it seems like, as I was saying before, it seems like he now believes that he's in a throuple with Jamie, Amy the porn star, and Casey Morrow. So little short videos that are coming out, I assume this is kind of going to, the next kind of release of stuff, or at least I hope it is. But yeah, subscribe to Blue Boy. Subscribe to Blue Boy because those videos are there and there's more to come. And he just does amazing content. I've enjoyed everything Blue Boy has done, so I'll pin that in the top so everyone do it.
Drinking thing. Emma tried pressing me that I was drinking last night. Yeah, I was drinking. I was drinking coffee.
Well, Lorne,
I got mad about it because she was trying to tell me that I was drinking when I weren't drinking.
well, you have to
And
understand.
you did the same thing today, and I was like, what?
You have to understand, Lorne, you have to understand where that comes from. That comes from every other time that you've lied about it. And that's exactly what you say. Coffee, I'm drinking coffee. As if you're...
So my understanding is it's going on now. Like, I mean, certainly you can tell by the videos it's very recent. Like, he looks old as fuck. I mean, more older than he has previously. And it's definitely further down the track from those original Jamie Amy robot calls. So I believe it's going on now, but that's just kind of me piecing things together.
So offended that anyone would ask if you were drinking, and then all of a sudden it comes out that you were. And everyone has to say, okay, well, of course he was drinking. We knew it.
Yeah, but I also told you that I'm not going to lie to you anymore.
Good. I'm glad that you're not going to lie. The thing with that, and for having trust and believing
And g'day Sam Fordyce.
in what you're saying, is there has to be a pattern there. And it has to go on for a certain amount of time.
I know. It used to
Okay.
be the reverse with me.
I don't care. Used to be.
Well, I care it used to be because that's...
Just find it interesting chat discussion with what Majestic Falcor has said in the chat. Majestic Falcor says, hopefully Lorne dies soon. Now, I might be on my own here, but like, as much as I hate him, I hope he doesn't die. And there's a few reasons for that. He can't, how things currently are, he can't do any damage to anyone. So if he was unsupervised, if he could do damage 100%, I'd want him to die. So, just so that risk is out of there. But like, he can't do any damage to anyone but himself at this stage. I want him to keep living because I don't think he deserves the release of Death. Like, I mean, Death would probably be better than his existence, and with everything he's done, he doesn't deserve that release. And also, if he died, like that would be absolutely the end of new content. And so, I always want new Lorne content because it's exciting. And I wasn't around in the community kind of when when that kind of influx of all the Debbie stuff and Ramona, that stuff would already kind of happen by the time. So it's exciting to have new stuff coming in. But on top of that, I don't want this community to ever end. Like, this community is the best thing going. So you'd have to think if he dies, no new content. Eventually, maybe this all drives up. Hopefully not. But yeah, I don't want to take that risk. So keep living your disgusting little life, you fucking cockroach.
That's what I want to be again.
Okay, but you're going backwards like 30 years, Lorne, and saying, well, I used to not do that. I used to be a good person. I mean, come on.
Well, I do that because I go in my own head and I try to figure out where the hell I started doing it at and why I started doing it. and it all comes back to the same place. When I came home from Washington State and started being around Tony and Paul and all the partying crap.
Okay.
From back
So
here,
when
that's
was
where it
that?
all
That was
started.
what, 2002?
Yeah,
Okay, so now we're almost 20
Shins.
years from that.
I know.
And g'day, Christina and Stacey Steele.
No,
It's fucked
I mean,
up.
that's what I mean. If you are in the mindset where you're saying, I want to figure this out, I want to figure out where I started going wrong and how it happened, that's fine. But when that stops you and you stall yourself and you say, well, I need to figure out where I went wrong, and that's kind of your backfall, because ultimately you can't figure it out. So in another 20 years, you're going to be asking yourself the same questions, getting the same responses. You haven't budged. You're the same asshole. There's just going to be a different group of people that you're being an asshole to.
Sucks being an asshole too. I hated it.
Okay, well, stop being one.
Well, I'm not trying to be one.
But you were one today, is what the point is.
Yeah, because my feelings are involved, and
Okay, but don't say I don't want to
I've
be
been-
an asshole, and then but my feelings were involved, so it's okay to be.
G'day, Natty J.
well, I've been played with so much that it's taken a toll on me.
Oh,
And
come
I'm really
on.
defensive.
You're taking a toll on me.
Well, get defensive. Do whatever, Lorne, because the fact of the matter is that at some point people are going to go away. Emma's going to get tired of your shit and she's going to walk. Dan's going to get tired of it and he's going to skip away. I'm going to get tired of it and I'm going to walk too. And so is Winnie.
Yeah, but all the bad shit came from my drinking.
That definitely didn't help anything.
No, that hurt things.
But you weren't drinking
That hurt me
today,
well.
right? And you were still an asshole to me, holding me to be a girlfriend when I'm not, acting as if I'm cheating on you when I'm not.
I was acting hurt. I'm not going to say I'm not. I'm not going to say I'm still not hurt. I am hurt.
But that's your problem. It's not her problem. Like, you got yourself all worked up about something that wasn't there, so it's your her to deal with. And g'day, Ricardo Mercedes.
Go ahead and be hurt, but don't be an asshole to me. All you're doing is you're giving yourself justifications to be that way. Just like when you made justifications that your family didn't make you mac and cheese, you didn't get that kind of stuff when you poured your money into helping them out.
Well, thankfully those days are over.
Okay, good. Well, keep having other days like that. Don't be a fucking prick. Be an adult. Actually be one. And don't say, I'm her, and go on your fucking dates, going out with cocksuckers. Fuck you, Lorne.
Boom.
Seriously, fuck you. Fuck you.
And how do you laugh at that? Like, she has seriously just laid into you, as she should, and your response is to laugh. Like, fuck off, mate. Like, take something seriously. Look at yourself. G'day, Alicia and Bitter Almonds.
I was hurt because you fucking told me 2 nights in a row that you're going to call me.
Big deal. Big fucking deal. Go and do something else.
Because it was a big deal to me because I think highly of you, and when you tell me something that it's usually in stone. I take it as
Okay,
in
but
stone,
I didn't have a chance to call you, so you know what? Get over it.
You don't do everything perfectly. Don't think that you do.
Oh my god.
I know
What do
that
you-
you think that you do everything
cares?
perfectly, and you don't.
Who the fuck cares? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you.
What are you talking about?
But you always think that you do everything perfectly, and you don't.
What are you talking about? Don't just repeat yourself. Tell me what you're talking about.
Like last night. Waiting till
What about last
10:30.
night?
Tell me.
Oh,
Waiting till
okay.
10:30. Tell me.
Well, you know what? What time would have been good to tell you? What time? Huh? What? Maybe at 9 o'clock, maybe 7. Would that have been better? Would you have been, I don't know, maybe normal at that time? Would you say, okay, cool, we'll have a good time?
I wouldn't have told you you had a good time.
Yeah.
I would not have
I
told you
know,
to have
because
a good
you're
time.
a prick.
I know.
How is this funny?
It'll bite me.
No.
And see, that's the thing. Like, this obsessive, this, like, possessive bullshit he does, he somehow thinks this is cute. Like, he somehow thinks this is endearing. Like, he somehow thinks that Debbie would look back at that and go, oh my god, he loves me so much that he's going to act like this. I mean, righto, I can't hide it anymore. Let's be together, Lorne. Like, it's so fucking bizarre. And it's like the other thing he thinks that is endearing and that people want in a partner is this whole, no one can control me like you do. No one can help me with my issues like you do. Like, it always reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons where Homer's trying to find the one thing, he can give Marge that no one else can. And it's, complete and utter dependence because basically he's completely fucked by himself. Like, that's basically what Lorne's going. Like, without you, I'm absolute fucking disaster. More of a disaster than I am with you. And he thinks that someone would look at that and not look at the fact, okay, you can't give me anything. There is nothing you can do that improves my life. There is nothing that you can do that I won't actively destroy my life. But you need me, so here I am.
Like I said, I don't want to be infected with something disgusting.
Don't go there. You don't want me to get multi and say shit. Don't go there.
Well, I don't. So don't say shit like bite me.
You wouldn't get infected with me anyway. You wouldn't get infected with me anyway.
No, I'm going to throw up.
Excuse me.
Anyway.
I'm going to throw up, you said? Really? Yeah, get real.
Really?
Get real.
I am real. You're the one that needs to get real. I'm
real. I'm standing right here. Come on up and see me. You be able to tell I'm real.
When are you going to talk to Maria?
I don't know. She hasn't called me back yet. I called her the day before yesterday. She hasn't called me back yet. So I don't know if she's just avoiding me or what. But I mean, maybe this had to happen so I could get things more straightened out in my head.
Maybe what had to happen?
Maybe me getting suspended from class had to happen so I get things more straightened out in my head. Well, they don't want to put me in jail because they know I have a lot to lose and that I do good.
A lot to lose? Do good? What do you have to lose? You barely have anything. You're nearly homeless. It wasn't for, you've got nothing to lose. Arguably, you are better in jail. And what good do? You do no good. Like, that's just stupid, Lorne. Right, I think I'm ready for another palate cleanser. Let's have some more Aussie man reviews. This one is him reviewing yoga.
Let's get in touch with our mind and body, everyone. This week we're slowing things down with yoga. My first tip is that it's really important to remember your breathing. I believe the words she said under those censorship bleeps were fuck and shit. Now she's saying, Struth, that bloody hurt. Why am I doing this? Who even am I? I smell like tiger balm and I need an ice pack. That's it. Relax the neck. Your brain is a calm blue ocean. Prepare your palms. Your hands are a dry sandy desert. Imagine your goals, aspirations and ambitions. Imagine achieving them. Throw away all your negative energy and your problems. Raise your arms, charge towards a wall, hit it, and create new problems. Dogs take yoga very seriously. This one's like, Jennifer, you call that downward dog? Yeah, nah, put your balls into it. Make sure they salute the sun. I'm a dog, so yeah, I think I know how to do this pose properly. Oh, the invasive starfish pose. Clearly this can be done anywhere. If you find yourself getting angry in peak hour traffic, then yeah, just jump out of the car and start doing a 3-hour session to pass the time. How many times do we have to go over this, Karen? Stretch your leg and hold. I could do it all year if I wanted to. I just have other shit to do is all. But it's easy peasy. Don't get cute with me. Quit doing yoga. Quit doing yoga and play with me or I will straight up grab you in the Donald Trump. Done. Steady breathing. Steady breathing. Steady It's time for some...
Oh, here's a couple doing yoga together. Vomit. If I had to come up with a name for this particular pose, I'd call it Fuck Me, That Drone Is Awfully Close. Ouch! It got me. It's a long name, but it is easy to remember. Let's do yoga together, she said. It will be super duper relaxing, she said. There's no way this guy does not wish he was at the pub smashing a mid-strength beer and a steak sandwich right now.
Dear me. Expert level unlocked. Fresh air plus yoga. Yeah, this woman is attempting the bridge pose. Quite literally on a bridge. There's absolutely no chance of anything going wrong. She's arching her back, she's breathing, she's doing everything right, but her left leg is being an asshole. She puts it down, regroups, inhales, exhales, tries to lift it again. Actually, I no longer think this is part of the pose. I think she's 100% stuck. She slowly tries to get unstuck and falls in the river. Unfortunately, there will be no Instagram content recorded for her today. Overall, this pug is my spirit animal. This is pretty much what I do when I get invited to a yoga class, and then I get kicked out and banned for life, which is fair enough.
Alrighty, let's get back into Lorne, eh?
With working and putting into
That's
the
about it,
society. Huh? What do you mean that's
So-
about it?
Well, you go to work, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I go to work, and I've been donating water to the homeless shelter. I go over and help Mom. I help Aunt Sharon. I
Yeah,
do
but
things
the
too
other
with the dogs,
the other
and with
stuff
me.
that they told you to do, you don't do.
I'm going to AA. What other stuff?
The
I
drinking.
mean, with the drinking is the only thing.
So when you
The drinking, and they don't want me to have anything to do with anybody that I've met from the internet, like Emma, you, Winnie, Dan. And I'm telling
So hang on. You just said the drinking is the only thing. Okay, you're not allowed to drink, but then they've just said they don't want me to have anything to do with anyone from the internet. Yet that's what you're doing right now, and in a really pissed off fashion that they won't come to you.
no, they're not going to pick who I can have for friends. They're so concerned about me having you and Emma and Dan. Well, they're not so concerned about you. When I told Bryce, I told him how much you would help me. And I told him that you're the only one that I've opened up to, like I've opened up ever. But Emma was a big one at first because when Mitchell was my probation officer before, Mitchell would go on the internet and he'd find things out that Emma was doing.
Okay. Is he going to be
Then he'd
your
bring,
officer
then he'd bring
now?
it back and show me. Well, that's what the guy from the polygrapher told me, and he told me that Maria told him. So I don't know. Maybe that's why Maria hasn't contacted me. Yeah.
When were you supposed to see her again?
Hold on, I gotta put this on mute. I gotta blow my nose.
All
Allergies
right.
kicking in.
Okay, great.
Okay. I
Did
think
you
I'm
use the
better.
tissue, or did you just blow snot rockets all over the room?
Oh, I just lifted up my t-shirt and blew my nose all over my t-shirt.
I believe
Yeah,
that.
That's good enough.
Okay,
Because I used
so
the tissue.
so Mitchell may not be back.
I think he is because the polygrapher told me that Maria told him. So if
Okay.
Maria told him, Maria's gonna be the first one to know. Well, Bryce would be the first one to know. Then he'd tell Maria, and I guess Maria must have told the polygrapher, and the polygrapher told me.
Okay, so when
Maybe
would
that's
you
why.
normally be meeting with her?
There is no normal. It's
Okay.
whenever she tells me to come down, or that's usually about it. Or whenever she shows up here. Then she always calls me before she shows up here just to make sure I'm home. She knows I work
Okay.
a lot of hours.
Well, I'm just curious what they could be doing, because it seems like any of this stuff would have to be in writing.
Well, that's what I would think too, but I haven't signed anything. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're not going to suspend me from class for long. I don't know. Like, I don't know anything until they tell me.
Did they give you a paper when you were taken out of that first class?
Nope. Well, they gave me. Well, it's like every 3 months, I think it is. I have to sign a paper with Dwayne for being in this class. I can't remember signing any paper when I get out of the first class.
Okay, so every 3 months you have to sign a paper. What does the paper say?
I don't know. I can't remember now. I read it once. I read it the first time, then I haven't read it since then because I knew I was signing the same thing. I think it's just something that saying that I have to take this class
Okay.
because of probation.
Do you think that you being removed from that first class had anything to do with them thinking that it wasn't effective? Maybe they felt you had to go somewhere else to get your treatment?
No, Maria told me I was straight. They got a different provider. I'm like, it pissed me off at first quite badly because I don't work with guys as well as I do with females. Gene.
And that's a fucking issue, Lorne. Like, honestly, like, because the reason you work with females, which really you don't, like, you won't engage with them either, is because you want to try to fuck them. Now, what has that got to do with you improving? Like, this is bullshit, this whole, oh, I don't work with guys, all this kind of shit. Like, just, that is the least of your concern, their gender. You have so many issues, their gender doesn't fucking matter. And g'day, flying rat's literal ass.
Knew that too, and
Okay.
she asked me if I was going to be all right. Told her, what choice do I have?
Well,
Exactly.
it has to be something more than that for a reason. They got a new provider to assign you to, but that doesn't mean that all of probation changed providers, because everyone who was in the class with you would have had to move too.
And that's like, he talks about this. He says this over a majority of stuff where he's like, oh, well, I don't work well with that. Like, he talks about stuff like his therapy, his sexual assault class, all that like of stuff. Like it's something like some kind of high-priced therapy that he has sourced himself and he's paying for. Like, you were doing this as a punishment for being a kitty fiddler at the states or whatever federal's expense. Like, you don't get to choose this kind of shit. You do what you're told. You've lost certain rights because you're a disgusting piece of shit.
I don't know. He was in the class in Waterville. Didn't go to the same class that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I think because he was in the same class, but he got moved to the one in Bangor. But he got moved a long time before I did.
And then, his insistence, like, he talks about, like, he thought that his probation officer, Mitchell, was gay and he didn't like that. And, like, basically saying that he doesn't, want to be around people that are gay because they will have... Like, I can assure you that if someone is gay, the last person they would be interested in is you. Like, just because they're gay doesn't mean they want to fuck every guy. Like, you've got nothing to worry about. There is no one that's going to be like, oh, geez, I know professionally I shouldn't do this, but Lorne, you are just so fucking handsome, I've got to have you. It's not going to happen, mate. Just not.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't talk a lot. I don't talk a lot, well, especially in this class, because the guy doesn't give you a chance to talk.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty sad, really, compared to the other class, to the one that I was in with Gene. But I don't talk a lot. I stay quiet and I listen to what other people say, and I don't say much about what I'm going through, because what I'm going through is just normal everyday stuff, and I don't have thoughts like they have, like the other people have.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's really not much for me to say. So I know they have a problem with me not opening up, but there's nothing for me to open up about in my life that I have now. It's stuff that I've opened up to you about that I think they want me to open up about, and now they're going to know everything about my past, but they don't know anything about now because there's nothing now. Now it's just everyday stuff that the normal person thinks and does.
Well, I think that you can talk about the stuff that is in your past and the reason why you were there.
Well, yeah, but that I have to do that in my assignments.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to write it all down and read it all. But it's like it's not like I was better off in Gene's class.
Okay, but you're not in Gene's class.
I
There's
know.
a reason why you're removed. And you were there
Gene's
for
class,
4.5 years. But the thing is, like, and I'm just going by the assignment that you've shown me, where you didn't answer the question at all. It had nothing to do with you being an offender and what you needed in order to not offend again. That was the question. You talked about the internet and how there's some people on there that might see one thing, but then they're really wanting you for money or whatever. It turned into this really weird rant.
Yeah, but okay, let me try to make this clear on what my answer was, because I know what it was that made my head go scatterbrain, and it was what I allowed everybody to do. So what I actually need to not offend again is to not allow people to do that same stuff to me again. To not allow people to use me, and to not put myself in that same position I was in. Does that make sense?
Well, this is why you're in.
I mean, it's stupid for a few reasons. Because A, people doing bad shit to him had nothing to do with him being a pedophile. But essentially, what he is saying is, for me never to try to have sex with a kid again, I need everything in life to go well. I need no one to abuse me. I need no one to try to take advantage of me. I need everything to go my way. So probation, just make sure that happens and no more kids will get hurt. Like, that is fucking crazy, you dickhead. And that is why you will always be on probation.
In the class, Lorne, because no, that doesn't make sense.
I know you're looking for a completely different answer from me for that has to do with kids and that
Here's
has to
the
do
thing.
with sexual thoughts.
It's not about me looking for an answer. I don't care what the answer is. But the point is, you're looking at it from the perspective of what happened in Nashville.
G'day, Mistress Joy von Floofington.
No. But that is not when you became a sex offender. That's when you became known.
It goes all the way before that, to when I realized what people were doing, but I didn't do anything about it, and I just turned to somewhere where somebody wasn't going to use me. Then when I was down in Nashville, I was all fucked up. Why was it different? I don't know.
Well, because you're saying, well, I was all fucked up then. So what about before, when it was happening?
Well, I try to figure out why I went younger than I did.
Well, I
try to figure out why I did that.
I think
I had a
that
hard time figuring that out.
It was because she just happened to be that age. I think that if Kayla was 14 or 15, it would have been the same conversation. It wouldn't have mattered.
You're probably right. It wouldn't have mattered. Sucks so much to have to fucking think about this shit and figure it all out, because it just blows my mind that I ever put myself in this position. That's why reading that chat log is so fucking hard for me to read that.
Because why?
Fucking thing.
Why do you hate it?
Because it hurts me to know that I'm the one that said that stuff.
It may have been a little bit different when you were talking to, but it was the same thing.
And g'day, the time machine.
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing that you have to think about, and you have to process, and you have to put that kind of stuff in your answer. Can't dodge it, because ultimately what you're saying is to keep from molesting children. It's going to depend on other people to not use you.
I know, and that's not what I want. That's not the way I want it to say. Just because it's not. I know it's not. I can't say it's those other people's faults. I mean, it's their fault for wanting to use someone else. But it's not their fault that I allowed it. It's my fault that I allowed it.
Yes. It's not their fault that you then turn that around and put your focus onto these young girls.
No, it's all my fault that I did that.
Right.
It's been hard to come to terms with it.
Yeah. But I feel like you haven't even come to terms.
Oh, I've come to terms with it.
I think I've
definitely come to terms with it that I have. Reading that fucking chat log, it's hard for me to think that I'm the one that fucking said that shit, but I mean, it's all right there, and that's why it's so hard for me to read them. Oh, fuck. hard for me to read them things. I'm saying penis and vagina and all that fucking crap.
Yeah, it's disgusting. But even beyond that, like I'd mentioned before, it's not just that, because that is enough. You're right. But it's all the other stuff too, about wanting this little girl to be a woman for you.
I know. No.
And that's the thing that was happening.
You don't though. I don't think he does know. Like he just is agreeing now because he just wants to get through it so he can go back to abusing her about going on her fucking dates.
With too. You wanted her to be a woman for you. And there's a lot there, I feel like, that we haven't talked about. I really do, because especially the story of you going there, I think that there's a lot of missing pieces.
Well, there was a lot of feelings between me and...
There was feelings with you.
Because, well, I know there was feelings with too.
Well, she was a child, Lorne.
I know, but children have feelings. They do fall in love with people.
No, Lorne.
No, they don't.
Honestly, like when he says shit like this, you just feel like fucking hitting him with a fucking rolled up newspaper.
Never fell in love.
G'day, bedhead red.
With anyone when you were in high school.
She is not.
Because you're both in high school. It's not love. It's not. Kids don't have feelings for 32, 37, whatever the fuck you were, old men. Okay, kids have feelings between other kids their ages.
First of all, no.
And this is horrifying that after 5 years of prison, after national exposure, after all these therapy sessions, classes, all that kind of stuff, you still think that not only that is the case, but that is okay to say. Fuck you.
And then the other thing is that she was a freshman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my brother and sister-in-law were freshmen actually sophomores when they started dating.
Okay, good for them.
They were sophomores.
Changed.
Both of them were sophomores. Okay? Not one was fucking 30 and the other was a sophomore. And g'day, Dan's Jeans. You've arrived at quite a time.
When they became adults.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I understand that.
No, you don't.
I understand that. It's just I'm not going to say that somebody that age doesn't fall in love with someone, because they do it because it's feelings that get involved. Even though I know that their brain is different.
Their brain is different. It is not developed yet. They don't understand. That is why there is a law.
That's what I was trying to say.
Called statutory rape, because a child does not have that understanding. They are not able to make those decisions, even if they say yes. That yes means nothing.
I know. What you said, that's what I was trying to say.
Do you think that if you asked her today what she thinks of you, she's going to say, "Oh, Lorne, I loved him"?
I don't know what she'd say today. Everybody's different. I know when I was that age, I lust over women, or over female, over girls my age.
Right, girls your age. You didn't have someone in their 30s going after you.
Well, even a year older than me was stretching it.
So you're talking about kids that are around your age.
This is part of what I'm saying is things that I have to figure out. So why the hell did I wind up thinking that it was all right when I knew it wasn't? Because even when I was 16, I didn't want to date the 15-year-old.
Okay.
What I had always pictured was my brother and his wife getting married at 18, and I always pictured that. Then I turned 18, and it's like, well, hell, I don't want to get married. I'm not ready to get married yet. I'm 18 years old. So why the hell would I want to get married now?
Right. Okay.
When I turned 19, I went out with a 29-year-old.
So what is the point here?
I never thought I'd do that. The point is, throughout the span of years, my thinking changed a lot. From when I was younger to as I got older. So why I would think that it would actually. I'm trying to fucking tell you exactly what you just said. It's impossible for a 16-year-old to fall in love. I'm just going through the motions of what my thinking was, so I can make myself realize that that's true. It's impossible for a 15 or 16-year-old to fall in love.
So you need to really dig in deep and try to reconcile the fact just to get to the point that you understand that it's impossible for a 16-year-old to fall in love with an adult or a 13-year-old or whatever you're talking about. That's really fucked.
Do you understand what I'm doing now?
I don't know. I mean,
And this is
we talked.
okay. I do love when Lorne does this. Like, he is an absolute fucking half-wit. But he will say something really fucking stupid and then be whoever he's talking about. Do you understand that now? Like, as if he's right up here, like he's full big brain and he's just worried that someone like Debbie can't understand, the complexities of what he's putting out there.
It's about a lot of this stuff before.
Do I need to dumb it down for you, Debbie?
I was using myself as an example and talking about my teenage years and going into adult years.
Okay.
And I was using that as an example of how I felt, because I was going back and thinking of how I felt back then. And then as my thinking got changed as I got older, I was justifying what you said. It's impossible for a 16-year-old to fall in love.
Right. Or when they're 13, 14, 15. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just I had to go through thinking of my own years before I realized what you said was true.
Okay. All right. So now that there were no feelings on her side. They weren't the same as yours.
No, they weren't the same as mine at all.
Right.
That never should have happened.
Right. It never should have happened.
So now it's on your mind.
Hey, g'day, Special Moose.
I'm just thinking about a lot of stuff. I have a ton of questions. Because like I said, I feel like when you went and traveled to go and see her, I feel like...
Ask Professor... I love it. It's like, ask away. Like, ask Professor Lord,
Like there's more there.
School's in session.
That you're not wanting to necessarily admit to. Because it's going to be difficult.
To admit to or...
Yeah.
Or to talk about?
Well, talk about admitting. I mean, because essentially...
Admitting what?
Well, I mean, when you say things like... I was going there to see her, even though you're both seeing each other on camera anyway. So you weren't going to get anything extra out of it in talking or anything like that. And then there was no plan of going somewhere else when the first location didn't work. I feel like you were really nervous and you were probably thinking... if something were to go wrong here, if she tells me, oh yeah, actually, let's go to this McDonald's, and then To Catch a Predator happens there. Do you know what I mean?
You want to know exactly what I was thinking? From the time I left the house to going there, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, I want to know what the plan was to really understand it. And to really be able to put it together so that something makes sense.
Okay. That night, I wasn't going to go. But I sat down at the computer and I started talking to her. And all I had what I had in my head was that I promised her that I was going to go. So I hadn't brought a bracelet yet or condoms or anything.
I was talking about when you were in Maine.
Oh, when I was in Maine.
Yeah.
But to go down to...
the other kid you tried to molest. Keep up, Professor.
Nashville? I didn't meet her until I got down to Nashville.
Fucking hell.
No.
What are you talking about?
When you went with Tony on your
There's just so many. There's so many kids, Debbie. He can't keep up.
little trip.
Oh, and I went with Tony on my little trip. Well, I already told you that, and there's no more to the story than that. We wasn't gonna talk to each other or anything like that. We were just gonna go to the same fair or whatever it was that was going on, just so we could see each other. not actually talk, but just see each other. And that was it.
But that doesn't make sense.
So at the time, it made sense to us because we just wanted to see each other in person versus over cam,
But why?
just to know that the other one was actually real, even though
Why
we were seeing
wouldn't she be
each other.
real if she's in a camera in front of you? And why wouldn't you be
I-
real if you're in front of a camera with her?
I guess just after seeing each other over cam so long, we wanted to see each other in person.
But if you can't,
A meeting through sight. We've already covered this off, Debbie. I mean, come on. And g'day, great galloping gulags. Say that 10 times fast.
talk to each other, what is the point?
I don't know. We had it at the time, but I don't remember what it
No,
was.
you say we. I want to know what your point was. Because I can't
My point
talk
was
to
just
her.
to be able to see, see her in person.
But why? You want to see her body better? You wanted to what?
Just to see her in person. Yeah, I guess to see her body better, to see her face better, to see her be moving around better. I guess that must have been the reason.
I wanted to check on her motion. I wanted to see what her range of motion was like.
So were you just gonna lock eyes or something
Yeah.
and stare at each other? That's fucking weird.
Well, that's what we had in mind at the time.
No, not we. You.
What I'm saying is when her and I talked, that's all that we were going to do. We was not going to talk to each other. We was not going to go up to each other and say anything. We were just going to...
They're just going to stand across, like, from each other in the field and just kind of, like take each other in, nod, and then turn and walk off into the distance.
see each other.
Did you spell out the rules to her to make sure she understood? Because it
And g'day, Dubsy
was
CC.
really important that no one knew because you could get in trouble.
That was actually what her and I both agreed on. Part of it was her saying it. It wasn't just me. I weren't the only one that was saying it. Because she didn't want her friends seeing me. She didn't want to have to answer questions to her friends.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess.
Next question.
So why didn't you go somewhere else? And do
Next question. I think I covered that off pretty well.
the same thing?
Because I had a job to do.
But you had
couldn't
you
say
were
it.
there already.
Yeah, but I couldn't wait another day to do that.
You didn't have to go to that place. Why didn't you go somewhere else?
I don't know. I never gave it any thought at the time.
But what do you think right now about that?
If it was back then and I would have thought about it back then, then maybe yeah, might have mentioned going to another place to meet or to see each other. But I didn't think about it back then. But right now, what do I think about it? I wouldn't do it now.
You wouldn't do what now?
I wouldn't meet anybody underage.
Well, I should hope not, and I should hope you wouldn't be talking to them either.
No, well, I try to steer myself away from them, so I don't even go near them.
That's good.
Well, it sucks in a way because I'd like to be able to do things for, like St. Jude's and
Oh no.
kids with cancer and stuff like that.
Like,
Well, what
So
were
I
you
kinda
planning
suck.
I
on?
feel like every 3 or 4 calls we get down this, it sucks because I want to be able to do things for kids. Like, this can go into the category of things pedophiles shouldn't say.
Doing to them? I mean, send them
What do you
your
mean,
money
to them?
if that. Well, what is it that it sucks? I don't understand. Why can't you send them money?
Well, I can send them money. It's just,
Okay.
I like being able to do things for kids. Well, like when I was in
100% Cybersqueak. Rhoda is proof he is still a predator. He'll do this thing all over again. And I thoroughly believe that. I mean, Rhoda, I don't have insight into, when they were doing the different characters and stuff, exactly what their thoughts were. But to my mind, Rhoda was created as a test for Lorne to see if he had proved whatsoever. Now, yes, Rhoda was technically, over age, as Lorne would say. Like, she was technically 18, but she was his girlfriend's daughter, and she was she was mentally delayed at the very least. Like, she was basically as vulnerable and as naive and all that as Kayla and Molly and all the other ones there. So that was to see if Lorne could control himself, and 100% he couldn't control himself. If there was another sting, if say there was a sting in Maine and he had internet access and all this kind of stuff, he was in the same position, he would do it again. He would just think that I'm smarter now and I learned from last times the things that failed, and so he would try to implement those, and he'd get caught again.
The Air Force, I was coach of a mini-mite basketball team,
Okay.
which was just was it like, I can't remember what the age range was, but the oldest one I think was like 8 years old.
Okay. So
I just
why
like
can't you
doing things
why
like that
can't
for
you donate money and stuff?
I can donate money.
Okay,
Then
great.
do it.
So then do that. What else were you planning on doing? You want to be a coach?
Well, I don't now
Basketball coach.
because you got to steer them to stay away from it now.
Right, but I'm asking you, what are you wanting to do that you're missing out on?
Just being able to do stuff for youth to help them out.
Okay, but
well,
like
it's like,
what?
It's like foster kid.
Oh no! No, Lorne. No foster kids. Don't even say it.
Getting frustrated.
Guys,
Well,
fucking spit it out. You know what I mean?
How do you want me to spit out what I don't know exactly what's in my head yet?
Answer the fucking question.
Well, relax.
God, I don't need to hear fucking 30 years ago I had coached a basketball team.
Holy Christ.
Donate your money if that's what you want to do.
It's like I look at these kids that are in foster care, and the hard time that they have dealing with life because they don't have somebody there to do things with. There's stuff like that I would like to have done.
Fortunately.
I mean, this just blows my mind that he's even talking about fostering kids. I mean, what a fucking nightmare. You're talking about the hard time they got in life. That it would be made instantly worse if they were fostered by you. And g'day, James Sanders. But I would, if you could go back in time right now, while he's doing this little soliloquy about, fostering kids and that, I would love to hit him with, would you foster a boy, Lorne? And the hesitancy that I am sure you would hear would give you all the proof about what he was wanting to do with foster kids.
Can't do
You're
that
not going to
now.
be able to do that, no.
See, it's even, I don't know. Can't do that now anyway, so no sense in even thinking about that.
Right.
But it's like children's book, like me writing the children's book.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to donate that. Donate those funds going to St. Jude's and other children's places.
Well, you can't now because he gave it to me. It's mine.
I know. Don't worry. I wasn't thinking about taking that back. I can always write another book. So you must have liked the book because you still want to keep that.
Well, I'm just saying
And g'day, Eileen Clayman.
that you gave it to me. And so when you talk about you wanted to publish it and donate the money, you can't.
I know. Don't worry. I wasn't thinking about going back on that. That meant a lot to me that you accepted it.
Don't turn it into like this love thing. Oh,
Well, g'day, Christina then. This call's just about finished, guys. I'll be wrapping up soon. I just want to know by ones in the chats if you want a bit of a palate cleanser before we finish.
she really has feelings for me. She's just trying to deny
shut
it.
up.
That's what you do. And then the next time that we have to go through this cycle again, when you go crazy, you're going to say, yeah, but you kept the book. Obviously, you have feelings for me.
I'm not going to say that.
You 100% will. There's a reason that she says this, because she knows what you're like.
Well, good.
I'm not going to
I
say that.
hope
It
you
was
don't.
for your birthday.
It's an
Took me a
awesome
lot
birthday
to
present.
get you to take the damn thing. I was mad because you were arguing with me about taking it.
I've always wanted a children's book for my birthday.
Well, now you got one.
Cool. So I can go and do all the work to get it published and
Hey,
everything else.
don't ask for everything. I wrote it and the pictures are drawn.
Right.
So what, you want me to go publish it for you and everything too?
Oh my god.
Can I go now?
You can if you want to.
You can if
bye.
you want to. And he always says that when she says, can I go now? She's not going to ask if she can go if she doesn't want to. Alright guys, let's have a bit. I'm going to grab another Aussie, what's his name? Aussie Man Reviews video. So one little second there. Where are we? So let's do him reviewing figure skating.
Hey going everyone, welcome to Figure Skating Day. That's right, what you're about to see is a young lady making the sport badass. Something I personally have never seen. This is 17-year-old Alexandra, and she's not skating to Mozart or Beethoven or some other centuries-old dead prick with a violin. She's skating to Iggy Pop and the Stooges. Spinny, 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 lands it! Right as the opening guitar riff kicks in. Spinny, 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 lands it again. Spinny, 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 lands it. Medium kick, flippy kick, Sonya Blade roundhouse into the tuck position, and just a bit of general flexibility whilst getting super fucking dizzy. Iggy sings, I'm so messed up, I want you here. I think we're learning that figure skating does mess you up. Abusive coaches, highly competitive. You probably get blisters on your heels. I think Margot Robbie had blisters in that movie. There's a bloody statement in this routine is what I'm saying. She could have chosen to dance to that song about wanting to ride on a disco stick that's on TikTok, but no, she chose classic garage punk rock. That's a statement. Sorry, I'm off on a bloody tangent. Here we have some graceful swings of the arms. She appears to be going on a journey through time and space. Iggy yells, come on. Quick tuck, horizontal flippy. This is the move Neo did in The Matrix Reloaded when he fought all those Agent Smiths. Bam, bam, bam. She goes into a Mortal Kombat trip when your mate trips you over and over and over. And there's a lot of disorientation, yet simultaneously precision in the final outro of this piece. I can't say I'm not impressed. That was fucking cool. I don't think she should quit the sport like she said the other day, unless she really wants to. Let's cut to the coaches. The fella in blue is like, how do you get them to skate so good? We experiment on them, physically, emotionally. Yep. I don't want to put more pressure on Alexandra, but I feel like if she did this routine on the border of Russia-Ukraine, it would be nice. It could bring peace to the world. Iggy Pop figure skating, there's something peaceful about that, and that's far more meaningful than a gold fucking medal. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please do hit the like button and check out AussieManShop.com for your merchandise. There's some drilling going on outside.
Did everyone see that? Whack? See, it's an Australian thing. Whack it in the chat. It's an Australian thing. Alright guys, that's going to do me for tonight. All going to plan. I'll be back again tomorrow, but I won't. Just got to check some stuff out there first. So watch out for the scheduled and to see if I'm there. So hopefully see you tomorrow. If not, it'll be early next week. Large Father Tron is streaming very soon. His streams are always a heap of fun. I'll be there, and I hope to see you guys there too. So thanks so much for being here. This call was very frustrating, but as always, we got through it together and we made it enjoyable together. So thanks so much, guys. And I will talk to you all very soon. Don't forget to delete your archives.